When we first started seeing promotion for She-Hulk Attorney at Law on Disney+, Marvel made it very clear to everyone that entertainment was not the priority. Telling a compelling story full of interesting characters that captivated the audience, that was not the priority for this show. Instead, what they wanted to let everybody know about was this was a female-led show, told from a female perspective, through the female lens, for a primarily female audience. And apparently what that means to them is simply showing every single man as either incompetent or completely and totally evil, or in some cases, both. And as a result, any and all of the backlash for this series, for a multitude of reasons, for it being incredibly cringe and unfunny, for the CGI looking absolutely atrocious, for the plot being boring and monotonous and the writing being nonsensical. Instead, what they've decided to latch onto in each and every way, when anyone says anything bad about this show, well, it's just because you're sexist. It's just because you hate women and you hate female superheroes. Well, all of that came to light once again in She-Hulk Attorney at Law Episode 3, when they decided maybe the best route for them to go on this show was to take a shot at anyone on social media or anyone on YouTube that's saying anything bad about this show. And of course, the way they did it was they completely and totally hyperbolized to be, hey, these people hate women, look at them. And this is the result.
The Hulk's manhood away, but then they gave it to a woman?
Yeah, man. I just gotta say, I love the inclusion of a car video in there. I really respect that they're just straight up about it. They're very much speaking to us specifically about this with the car videos. But let's watch. And again, Mr. Bug, thank you for clipping this out. I appreciate that.
And they gave it to a woman?
Yeah, man. I don't get it. And now, so we're gonna have affirmative action with superheroes. No more female superhero, please. This is the base of what they actually think their haters think. Why are you turning every superhero into a girl? Who asked for that? Why everything gotta be female now? Wow, someone find a reason to cancel She-Hulk, so we're gonna have a Me Too movement, and now all the male heroes are gone. Now, there is no doubt that there's a lot of criticism out there about Marvel, about these superhero movies. It's not that, look at all the women. That's not the problem. Let's face it, we understand that. The biggest problem is how these things are presented. Like She-Hulk has been presented in a way that specifically is designed to turn off the male audience. And if you don't like it, you're just a bigot. That's not the way it is with all female superheroes that are presented. And if you want to look at the results, we can show you pretty definitively. This is She-Hulk, obviously getting a lot of backlash on IMDb, as we've talked about. A lot of one-star reviews because of the way this series has been promoted, because of their treatment towards the audience. It's pretty easy to see. Well, if it was just, why are all superheroes women? We just hate female superheroes. If that was really the case, please explain to me Wonder Woman. Where was this backlash for Wonder Woman? Everybody just despises these female superheroes, right? It's just the sexists out there. Oh, but wait, Wonder Woman was received overwhelmingly positively. Look at barely any one-star reviews at all. 2% of these reviews end up being one-star reviews. Let's even take something more recently, okay? Let's even take a bad movie, in my opinion, in Black Widow. That's part of Marvel, it's part of the MCU. Now, I had a ton of problems with this movie. I thought it was very bad. However, it wasn't marketed. You can't even argue that it was coming close to being marketed the same way that something like She-Hulk has been marketed over the past 6 months or so, with the attacks on men, basically showing that all men are absolute fucking idiots. Even though you can argue there's probably a little bit of that in this movie when you see it, not necessarily the entire way it's promoted. What was the result here? For a Marvel superhero movie that was released just a year or two ago, right, you don't have this reaction. You don't have this same fan backlash, this same fan reaction, because it's not about female superheroes bad. We hate female superheroes. The problem is you're telling a dog shit story. And the way that you are doing it is by trying to drag down and pull down men at every single opportunity. That much is clear. And now with this little thing in here, you are proving everybody right. And with everything that we've seen from Kevin Feige, from Victoria Alonso, from everybody at Marvel, and the way that they've said they want to push the MCU, people are right to be worried about what's coming out, because you've already said you don't care about telling a good story. That is not the priority. The priority is everything else. The priority is identity politics. The priority is virtue signaling. So when you advertise it that way, when you tell people that that's what's going to happen, on top of all the other problems with this series, of course, people are going to speak out about it. Even within the series itself, you're trying to obfuscate. You're trying to push all of the blame. You're trying to deflect everything. All of the actual actual real criticisms of this show, this dog shit, pathetic, cringe show, you're trying to deflect everything onto, well, they just don't like women. They're just sexist. And it is absolutely laughable. People see right through this shit. And even within this episode itself, we may as well just talk about this now. Like one of the reasons people are so critical of this shit is because of how bad it looks. Look at this scene. This is a scene from She-Hulk this week. Look at this.
Have you seen this, Insanity? I don't care what anybody says about.
Bro, this is a PlayStation 2 cutscene. PlayStation 2 cutscene. That's what you're working with here. And then, of course, we might as well talk about the end, shouldn't we? What the fuck is going on in She-Hulk? What are they cooking over there? This is, Megan Thee Stallion. We got announced that Megan Thee Stallion was going to make an appearance in She-Hulk. I jokingly showed videos of her twerking. It's like, that's probably what she's going to end up doing in this series. What happened? Should we watch? Should we watch? I don't know if I can play too much of this. Actual She-Hulk twerking. CGI She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. This is why people are roasting the show. It's not that people just hate women. They hate female superheroes. We know that that is not the case. We know definitively that that is not the case. But they are trying to use that as a crutch. They're trying to deflect everything. And they're taking shots at people on social media. They're taking shots at fans. They're taking shots at YouTubers. They're taking shots at everybody. That's how sensitive they are. That's how much they are desperate to deflect all criticism of this show into, well, you're just sexist. It's pathetic, but I would expect no different from these absolute fucking losers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.